expenses. Under the circumstances, with due consideration of the obligations, if the court grants me bail, I will be able to pay 20,000 rand towards my bail money. It will be in the interest of justice that I am released on bail. Your Worship, that is in line with my instructions. The accused before this court has had sight of the statement, and the version before Your Worship is fully signed and commissioned. Your Worship, I fully understand that it is not up to an accused to dictate the amount of bail which.
That is the second leg of the consideration, Mr. Jordan.
Yes, Your
We'll
Worship.
get to that as if it is necessary. I don't know. We don't know whether it will be necessary to go to that point. But let us limit ourselves to this stage for now.
Thank you, Worship.
Thank you. Mr. Badenhorst, you may stand. You have signed the statement that's been read out, commissioned as well. You confirm it is yours. The signature appearing, it is your signature. Okay, we accept this as Exhibit G. You may sit. Thank you. Proceed. That will then be for number, unless there's additional evidence for accused number 3.
Your Worship, safe to confirm that the amount in respect of bail needs to be considered.
No.
In line.
I have not made a ruling whether he qualifies on bail. If he qualifies on bail, then we'll consider the amount. But for now, let us limit ourselves to whether he should be released on bail or not.
As it pleases the court, Your Worship.
Any evidence additional to this affidavit?
Your Worship, no further evidence at this stage.
And in relation to the sixth accused?
Your Worship, I have prepared a similar statement for the sixth accused. But what I wanted to state in respect of this accused and the sixth accused, Your Worship would note that from the statement, they confirm the address to one another, that both is indeed residing there. I do also believe that the address was confirmed by the state, and that the address is not in dispute.
Mr. Jordan, sorry, I mean not to be disruptive to your addressing me. At this, there will be plenty of time,
of course, Your Worship, yeah,
to thoroughly ventilate and present arguments. But for now, all I'm interested in is whether there is additional evidence. In relation to accused number 3, there's none. In relation to accused number 6?
Your Worship, in respect of accused number 6 and where the statements differ are purely in respect of the position of employment. The
yes,
accused number 6.
Where's that statement?
Your Worship, may I beg leave to hand it up?
Your Worship, I'm sorry to interrupt. May I suggest that we finalize accused number 3, then move to number 5, and then we go to number 6. I think for the record purposes, if we can do it in that specific order, as the accused persons are numbered, it will just reflect much better, Your Worship. The state is in possession of different affidavits as well. So
yes, I have considered what you say, Miss. In my mind, I did not verbalize it, but I do not want him to stand, sit, and stand, sit, and sit,
okay,
because he represents 2 of those.
No problem. Thank you,
so
Worship.
That is the reason I'm letting him continue.
Thank you.
Appreciated, Your Worship. Your Worship, I have prepared a similar statement in respect of accused number 6. I beg leave to hand same up. It has been sent to my learned colleague. I've also got a hard copy for him.
Can I have the hard copy, please?
Thank you. Thank you. Proceed.
Thank you, Worship.
Accused number 6, that will be Christelle Badenos.
That's
Stand
correct,
for the record, please. Thank you. Be seated.
Your Worship, I also confirm my appearance on behalf of this accused. Your Worship, as previously addressed, I have also prepared the statement on behalf of the accused. She has had sight thereof, and the version before the Honourable Court is signed and commissioned as such. Your Worship, I will proceed to read the statement into record. Thank you, Worship. I, the undersigned, Christelle Badenhorst, ID number 8205-10022-9084, do hereby make oath and state the following. I'm an adult female South African citizen with ID number 8205-10022-9084, currently 42 years of age, residing at 24 Longtime Avenue, Ifafi, Hartbeespoort, Northwest, South Africa, and the applicant in this application. I reside full-time on this property together with my husband, with whom I co-own the property. Your Worship, I once again attach the deeds report. Shall I refer the Honourable Court to same at this stage, or can we deem it as canvassed in the previous affidavit?
Deem it as canvassed.
Thank you, Worship. If I may refer your Worship to what would be essentially the page 8 of the bundle. It is the Deeds Office search dated 30 October 2024 with the property information as set out above the Pretoria Earth Ifafi. Your Worship, at the bottom of that page, Your Worship would note, mid-page, Your Worship would note that the registration took place during August of 2022, specifically the 25th. The bottom would note first owner is Badenhorst Johannes Jacobus. Second owner is Badenhorst Christelle. And then, of course, at the bottom of that section also states the title deed with the title deed number ending in 2022, reflecting that's when transport of the or transfer of the property took place, Your Worship. If Your Worship has cognition of the next page thereafter, this is a Deeds Office person search, and it just records the same property is indeed registered in her name. Your Worship would also note that it's called in the Deeds Office person towards the bottom quarter of the page, purchase date of this property was May 2022 with registration August 2022. So once again, it's a property that's been owned for a significant amount of time, Your Worship. Your Worship, I will proceed to read the statement into record. I reside full-time on this property together with my husband, with whom I co-own the property as per the deed search. I confirm that my husband, being a co-accused, lives here with myself. This affidavit is made in support of an application for my release on bail pending the finalization of the investigation and subsequent trial under the above case number. Personal circumstances. I have 3 minor children, of which all 3 reside with myself and my husband at the above address. For the foreseeable future, our complete family will remain in this residence, and both my husband and I will actively be seeking work in the area. I have the following important family ties within the Republic of South Africa. My 3 sons, my parents, my in-law parents, my extended family. I will not abandon my family and my family obligations by fleeing from them. Historic antisocial behavior. I have no previous convictions and or any pending criminal matters against me. Of course, other than this. Travel documents and international ties. I do possess a valid South African passport, which has already been handed over to the South African Police Services. My husband and I do have family in Australia, however not visited them before. I do not intend on travelling abroad in the foreseeable future. I have no assets outside the Republic of South Africa. My finances are of such a state that I cannot afford a large sum for bail money, as I currently maintain my children residing with myself together with my husband. I am also currently unemployed and will be actively seeking employment once released on bail. Assets and financial position. Other than the fixed property referred to above, I do not own further significant assets, nor do I have significant cash reserves, and I will have to work to generate an income as set out herein. Intended plea. Presently, I do not have any formal detail about the state's case against me, and specifically the strength of the case against me. Insofar as I'm aware, the charge sheet has not been finalized, and I will request full details once appropriate and available to do so. At this junction, I intend to plead not guilty against the charges brought against me. Legal framework for bail. I am advised that the relevant consideration that the Honourable Court has regard to when exercising its discretion as to what the interest of justice would require is set out in Section 64 of the Criminal Procedure Act, and that I have to prove that there exist exceptional circumstances justifying my release on bail. I therefore submit the following. 64A. If the court grants me bail, I will not endanger the safety of the public, any person, and will not disturb the public or undermine the public peace or security. I have not threatened or intimidated anybody, nor do I intend on doing so. I do not bear any grudge against anybody, and I'm not prone towards violence. B. I will not attempt to evade any court proceedings. I will make myself available and attend each and every court date until the conclusion of the trial. I have no desire to forfeit all that I have worked for and to become a fugitive of the criminal justice system. C. If the court grants me bail, I will not attempt to influence or intimidate witnesses or to conceal or destroy any evidence, nor will I in any way attempt to disturb the police investigation. I'm not an influential individual nor a public figure, and do not intend to, nor do I have the ability to influence the case against me, nor the public, nor do I know who the witnesses are that may be called against me. Should the identity of these witnesses become known to me, I will refrain from having contact with any such witness. I will furthermore submit to any conditions the court may grant in this regard. D. I will not do anything to undermine or jeopardize the objectives of the proper functioning of the criminal justice system, including the bail system. I will not destroy nor contaminate any evidence in the matter. I have further given my full cooperation to the complainant and the liquidators in their investigation of the civil matters and intend on cooperating to the best of my ability. E. I will not do anything that will in any way disturb the public order or undermine the public peace or security, nor will my release on bail cause such effects. I confirm that at no stage did I give any false information, and at all material times during my arrest, I gave my full cooperation. My release on bail will be in the interest of justice for the reasons as set out above, and for the following reasons set out here below. If I'm detained and kept in custody, I will be prejudiced, lose my ability to generate an income and the means to provide for myself and my dependents. I will furthermore not be able to maintain the household and pay its day-to-day expenses. Under the circumstances, with due consideration of the obligations, if the court grants me bail, I will only be able to pay 20,000 rand towards my bail money. It will be in the best interests of justice that I am released on bail. Thank you, Your Worship. That is the statement from the accused.
You may stay. The statement that's just been read out, you confirm that it is yours. Can you speak up, please?
Yes, I do.
And it is your signature appearing here.
Yes, it is.
Very well, you may sit. It is accepted, marked as Exhibit H.
Sorry, Your Worship. H.
H. Do proceed.
Thank you, Your Worship. Your Worship, at this stage, save for the argument in respect of the social justice element as well as the amount, Your Worship, that is the evidence from the accused.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Worship.
For accused number 5, Stradon, you may stand, Stradon.
As the court pleases, Your Worship, I do confirm my appearance on behalf of accused number 5.
Mr. Shaw.
That is correct, sir, Your Worship, Mr. Shaw.
Thank you. You may sit, Mr. Stradon.
Your Worship, I have also prepared an affidavit in respect of accused number 5's application. Your Worship, I do have a copy available for the court. This is the signed and commissioned version, if I may beg leave to hand the same up to the court. Your Worship, I have also prepared and provided a copy to my learned friends for the state. Your Worship, I beg leave to read the affidavit into record.
To proceed.
I, the undersigned, Adrian Dewald Stradum, identity number 89050150190088, do hereby make oath and state as follows. I am an adult male South African citizen and I am 35 years of age. I am the applicant in this application in which I seek relief from this honourable court to be released on bail. I respectfully submit, as I will demonstrate herein, that the interests of justice permit my release on bail. In any event, the dictates of fairness and justice, in view of the particular facts herein, warrant that I should not be deprived of my liberty and that I should be released on bail. I make this affidavit of my own free will and have not in any way been unduly influenced to depose hereto. The facts herein contained, save where expressly indicated to the contrary, are within my personal knowledge and belief and are both true and correct. Application in terms of Section 60 sub 11 of Act 51 of 1977. The purposes of this affidavit is to provide the above honourable court with my personal circumstances and to address the allegations levelled against me insofar as they are known, as well as to address the facts to be considered by the above honourable court as contained in Section 60 sub 4 to Section 60 sub 9 of the Act. I have been advised and I understand that I bear the burden to demonstrate that the interests of justice permit my release and that I am obliged to initiate this application. I will put factors before the honourable court to show that it is not contrary to the interests of justice to permit my release on bail. Personal circumstances, address. I currently reside at house number 1, Cornelia Road, plot 6, Leoka Villa, Zandfontein. The property is owned by my mother, Miss Marina Estelle Vandenberg, and I have been residing at this address since the 24th of April 2023. I reside at the property with my wife, Michaela Stradum, and our 2 minor children. I was arrested at my residence and the state has had sufficient time to verify the address or alternatively to inform my legal counsel should there have been a discontent to any aspect of the verification thereof. Employment history. I am currently self-employed and own a restaurant called Brew Brewing, situated in Millennium Park, Pretoria West. I started this business in February 2023. My previous employment history can be summarized as follows. After my studies, I worked at Auto Equip Tyres as a salesman during the period 2007 to 2009, earning approximately 8,000 Rand per month. During the period 2009 to 2015, I was employed at iInstall, an audio-visual company, as a technician, earning approximately 10,000 Rand per month. During the period 2015 to 2017, I was self-employed, having started a company called Link and Install in Pretoria, installing DSTV and camera systems, earning approximately 15,000 Rand per month. During the period 2017 to 2018, I was employed by Maha in Roodepoort as a technician in the calibration of roadworthy machines, earning approximately 18,000 Rand per month. In August 2018, my wife and I secured employment at the British International School, Duhok, in Iraq. I was employed in the IT department, earning approximately $2,000 US dollars per month. We returned to South Africa prior to the COVID-19 lockdown in March 2020. I was unemployed until the end of 2021 when I secured employment at Forever Diamonds and Gold, installing cameras in the IT department. I performed this job and various administrative tasks during my period of employment. I earned approximately 20,000 Rand per month. I resigned in January 2023. Although I am self-employed and own the restaurant mentioned above, I do not draw a monthly salary from the business. The business is new with substantial running costs. The monthly turnover of the business fluctuates between 100,000 to 200,000. At this point, the business is not profitable given the running costs. Furthermore, when I started the business, I secured a loan from Capitec Bank in the amount of 380,000, which I am required to repay on a monthly basis. Our household is run on the income earned by my wife as a teacher. Occasionally, I will purchase groceries for the household through my business. My business employs 6 permanent employees and an additional 6 to 7 temporary employees. Historical personal background. I have no previous convictions or pending cases against me, and I have been advised of the consequences of my failure to do so. I was born on the 1st of May 1989 in Pretoria, Gauteng. Save for the year and a half in Iraq, I have resided in the Republic of South Africa, and specifically Pretoria, since birth, and I currently do not have any family ties outside of the borders of the Republic. I'm married to Michaela Stradum since 2016. We have 2 minor children born of our marriage, a boy aged 5 and a girl aged 2. I have another minor child, a girl aged 13, born of a previous relationship. I pay maintenance in respect of my eldest minor daughter on a monthly basis. I am responsible for her school fees, medical aid, and a monetary contribution of 800 rand. However, I was awarded full custody of my eldest daughter in February 2024. From 10 October 2024 until 17 November 2024, she will be residing with her biological mother as a trial period prior to us returning to the Pretoria Magistrates Court for a ruling on the matter. My wife is employed as a grade 10 teacher at HTS Pretoria Tainer, and she earns a monthly income of 15,000. I do not own any immovable property within the borders of the Republic of South Africa, nor do I own any immovable property in another country. I own a 2007 Daihatsu Syrian motor vehicle valued at approximately 40,000 rand. I also own a trailer valued at approximately 30,000 rand and household items and furniture valued at approximately 75,000. I was arrested at my residence in Pretoria on the 23rd of October 2024 by members of the South African Police Service. The ultimate purpose of my application is to illustrate that I do not present a flight risk, have abided by the sovereign laws of the Republic of South Africa, and to demonstrate to the above Honourable Court that I am indeed a suitable candidate for bail. I vehemently deny the allegations levelled against me in toto. I have been in custody since my arrest on the 23rd of October 2024. I draw this Honourable Court's attention to the case of S.V. Atchison, 1991, Volume 2, SA 805, where Mohammed A.J., as he was then, emphasised that an accused person cannot be kept in detention pending his trial as a form of anticipatory punishment. The presumption of the law is that he is innocent until his guilt has been established in court. The court will therefore ordinarily grant bail to an accused unless this is likely to prejudice the ends of justice. I respectfully submit that my release on bail will not prejudice the ends of justice. I am fully committed to attending every date appointed by this Honourable Court. Moreover, if I am not afforded the opportunity of being released on bail, I stand to suffer grave prejudice, which will further impact the security of my employment and my family. In the case of S.V. Branco, 2002, Volume 1, SACR at 531, the court held, a court should always consider suitable conditions as an alternative to the denial of bail. Conversely, where no consideration is given to the application of suitable conditions as an alternative to incarceration, this may lead to a failure to exercise the proper discretion. I plead with this Honourable Court to consider alternative conditions to incarceration. Merits. My legal representative has explained the provisions of Section 60 sub 11 of the Act to me. I respectfully make the following submissions hereunder in this regard. I concede that the matter with which I currently stand accused would, in terms of the Criminal Procedure Act, resort under Schedule 5. I intend to plead not guilty to the charges. I am advised that I have the constitutional right to remain silent, and given the fact that the full content of the allegations have not yet been disclosed to either me or my legal representative, I deem it prudent to deal with those allegations at the appropriate time and the proper forum. Submissions in relation to Section 60 sub 4 paragraph A to E. In terms of in accordance with Section 60 sub 4 paragraph A of the Criminal Procedure Act, I respectfully submit that I do not pose a threat to public safety or any particular person, as I am not a violent person to the general public, nor do I bear any resentment to any particular person. This is born out of the fact that I have no previous convictions or pending cases against me. I undertake to be present at every court appearance and follow every condition and instruction that the Honourable Court may impose, if any. I understand the charges against me and that a stern punishment may be imposed by the Honourable Court in the event that I am convicted. However, I respectfully submit that I remain presumed innocent, and I am confident that I will be found not guilty of these charges. In terms of and in accordance with Section 60 sub 4 paragraph B, I respectfully submit that there is no likelihood that I will attempt to evade my trial in the event that I am released on bail, as I have a fixed address which has been supplied to the state. In addition to this, I am self-employed with a business and have strong family and community ties to the Honourable Court's jurisdiction, and I am a stable member of the community. My entire family, specifically my wife and 3 minor children, reside in the Republic of South Africa, and I have no intention of leaving them. I submit that I do not pose a flight risk and will attend my court proceedings as directed, and I have expressed my willingness to attend my trial. Furthermore, I do possess a valid passport which will be gladly surrendered to the investigating officer should the Honourable Court deem it necessary. I have a valid legal defence to the allegations to submit that the presumption of innocence exists in our law. I have legal rights to freedom and liberty as enshrined in the Constitution. I am traceable and have offered my full cooperation to the SAPS since the time of my arrest. I do not want to live my life as a fugitive. In terms of and in accordance with Section 60 sub 4 paragraph C, I respectfully submit that I will not interfere with or intimidate the state witnesses. I undertake to have no contact whatsoever with the state witnesses and will submit myself to any bail conditions the court deems fit to impose in this regard. I do not have access to any of the evidence the state intends to utilize against me, therefore I respectfully submit that I cannot interfere with same. In terms of in accordance with Section 60 sub 4 paragraph D, I respectfully submit that I have not at any stage submitted false information to the police or the investigating officer. In terms of in accordance with Section 60 sub 4 paragraph E, I respectfully submit that my release will not result in public outcry, disturb the public order or undermine the public peace or security. I will abide by the bail conditions that the Honourable Court deems fit to impose and submit that I have an amount of 20,000 rand available in relation to the payment of bail. I respectfully submit that the interests of justice do not require my continued detention. I therefore respectfully request that the Honourable Court to release me on bail subject to any reasonable conditions that this Court may impose. I respectfully submit that by denying me my personal freedom I will be severely prejudiced, as will the preparation of my defence. Your Worship, that affidavit is then signed by accused number 5 and duly commissioned. And I request that it be marked as an exhibit, Your Worship. That would be the evidence in respect of accused 5.
You may stand. Mr. Stradom, you confirm that the statement read out, it is yours, and this is evinced by the signature on the at the end of the statement. Very well. This is then accepted. It is marked as Exhibit J. Be seated. Yes, I have skipped I. I think that was canvassed previously. Good. I hear someone whispering about I. Is that all, Mr. Shaw?
Your Worship, that is the evidence for accused number 5.
Thank you. Mr. Van Stade.
Good morning, Your Worship.
Is it still morning?
It's still morning.
It's all right. Proceed.
Your Worship, I did prepare an affidavit as my colleagues. I'm ready to read it out. I also gave a copy thereof for my learned colleagues at the MPA's office. And I've got a copy for the state, for the magistrate as well.
Thank you. Proceed, sir.
Thank you, Your Worship.
Just before you do that, let us just confirm the accused you represent, Nicholas van Heerde. Very well, you may see. Thank you, Mr. Van Staden. Proceed.
I understand the police van Heerden declared under oath as follows. I am an adult female person and an accused in this case. The factors contained in this affidavit fall within my personal knowledge, and they stated to the contrary that are true and correct. I am the applicant in this
Sorry, just a minute. There seem to be some issues. Could you bring me up to speed, please?
Your Worship, I was just requested by my learning colleague just to bend the mic down to my colleague on this side.
Oh, there is one. Sorry, Your Worship. I didn't see that. I just requested him to bend it down, but I didn't see that he has a mic in front of him. I'm sorry about that.
It's all right. Thank you. Sorry for the interruption. Do proceed.
As the court pleases, Your Worship, the nature of the application is that the application for my release on bail, pending the finalization of the above trial. The personal particulars, my Identification number is 620911 0148 088. My date of birth is the 11th of September 1962. I'm a South African citizen. I have a passport which expired during the 18th of June 2024. See Annexure A. Your Worship, just on this point, we do have the original passport with us in court, and it will be handed over to the investigating officer. I have travelled outside the borders of the Republic of South Africa to my son, Werner van Heerden, wedding in America. The only relatives that I have living outside the Republic of South Africa is my son Werner van Heerden, living in America for the past 10 years, and my other son Leon van Heerden, who works on a contract basis in the Netherlands. I have no assets outside the Republic of South Africa. Personal background: I was born in Bloemfontein in the Free State. I have a matric certificate. I have not undergone any tertiary training or education. Without my working career, I have always been working in the Republic of South Africa. The current status: I reside at 30 Thunderwood Crescent, Serengeti Golf and Wildlife Estate, Kempton Park. Alternative address is at 23 Magali Street, Koster, where I would be staying when released on bail. Mr. Liebenberg's contact number to confirm is 76-864-8449. This address has been confirmed by the investigating officer. See the affidavit of the investigating officer attached here too. I have resided at the same address for the period for 2 years. My previous residential addresses has always been in the Republic of South Africa, namely Bayswater 11, Alsale Street, Bloemfontein for 10 years, Erorand 10, Waterberg Street, Middelburg, Groenkou 8A, 4th Street, Middelburg from 2006 till 2008 and 2008 till 2018, and Golfsig 4A, Mini Posma Street, Middelburg from 2018 to 2022. I am currently single. I have no dependents. I am currently unemployed due to the fact that I resigned from Tarioco Pty Ltd or Forever Diamonds at Gold on the 1st of October 2024. See Annexure B. I do not own any fixed property. Should my bail application be granted, I will be able to afford the amount that is of 10,000 rand towards bail. Should this honourable court set bail on a higher, then I will be able to raise it to 15,000. I submit that my son Wikus van Heerden and his wife are staying in South Africa and have grandchildren, and that I have the grandchildren. I have no previous convictions. That is the story of the antisocial behaviour, Your Worship. I have no previous convictions. I have no other pending criminal cases, outstanding warrants of arrest against me. I have been warned by my legal representative about the consequence of misleading the court about my previous and pending matters in terms of the provisions of Section 6011B of the Criminal Procedure Act as amended, which may result in my bail being revoked or being criminally prosecuted. Arrest and factual background here too. I was arrested on the 23rd of October 2024 after a warrant of arrest was applied for under Section 43 of Act 51 of 1977 as amended. I understand that I am charged with charges relating to racketeering, money laundering, theft, fraud offences in terms of the Banking Act. I am advised that the charges brought against me falls under the Schedule 5 of the Criminal Procedure Act. I intend to plead not guilty on the charges. Legal framework for the bail, Your Worship. I am advised that the relevant consideration that the court will have regard when exercising its discretion as to what the interests of justice should require, I set out in section 64 of the CPA Act, and that I have to prove that there exist exceptional circumstances justifying the release on bail. I further submit that as provided for in section 64A of the Act, I will not endanger the safety of the public, of any particular person, or commit any offence. I further submit that there is no evidence or any likelihood that I pose a danger to the public or individual safety. I further submit that as provided for in section 64B of the Act, I will not attempt to evade any proceedings that may take place up to the conclusion of my trial. I intend to prove my innocence at the trial. I have no desire to forfeit everything I have worked for up till now and to become a fugitive of the criminal justice system. I further submit that as provided for in section 64C of the Act, I will not attempt to influence or intimidate any person or conceal or destroy any evidence. I am, to my knowledge, unaware of the identity of all the witnesses that may be called against me. Should I know the identity there of these witnesses, the court may impose any conditions that cause me to refrain from any contact with such a person, and I intend to abide by these conditions. I further submit that as provided in section 64D of the Act, I will not do anything that will determine or jeopardize the objective of the proper function of the criminal justice system, including the bail system. I further submit that as provided for in section 64E of the Act, I will not do anything that will in my way disturb the public order or in any way disturb the public order or undermine the public peace or security, nor will my release on bail cause such effects. You wish that in further exceptional circumstances, the alleged crimes were committed according to the warrant of arrest during the period of 2019 to 2023 in the district of Bronkhorstspruit. During November 2020, I started working for a company better known as Forever Diamonds and Gold, alternatively Tarioco Pty Ltd, owned by the accused, Mr. Liebenberg, until the 1st of October 2024 when I resigned. CRHB. I was appointed as the personal assistant, office manager of Mr. Liebenberg. Mr. Liebenberg made it intolerable to continue working at Tarioco Pty Ltd or Forever Diamonds and Gold. I knew about the facts that liquidators were appointed and were handling the liquidation inquest investigations on the company. I felt my duty to assist them and started to cooperate with them by meeting with them and handed over my laptop and cellular phone for the purpose of retrieving all the information thereof. I gave them my full cooperation even before and after my resignation. The Honourable Court may take into consideration exercising its discretion that the above are exceptional circumstances. During the above-mentioned period, I remained at the residence of my house and did not at any way attempt to change my residential address. I also gave my full cooperation to the police during my arrest and will continue giving my full cooperation in the event of any further investigations. I have at no stage intentionally or unlawfully committed any of the alleged crimes as stipulated on the arrest warrant. I am no longer a young woman and I have no desire to end my days as a fugitive of law. Like most people, my age is 62 years. I suffer from ailments and illnesses usually associated with old age and will suffer greatly should I be detained in cells. I further undertake to adhere to any conditions that this Honourable Court may impose if this Honourable Court indeed exercise its discretion in my favour and order my release pending the finalisation of these proceedings. In the circumstances, I submit that my release is in the interest of justice and that I have proven the exceptional circumstances exist, justifying my release on bail. I therefore request the Honourable Court to order my release on bail pending the finalisation of the proceedings against me. Your Worship, this affidavit has been signed on the 21st of October here in Bronkhorstspruit and commissioned accordingly.
You may stand, Mr. Van Jacob. The statement that's just been read out, you confirm that it is yours. I see that. Is this your signature as well?
I can't see it.
You can't see.
I've signed it.
You've signed to what you can't see.
No, I signed it. Yes, it's my signature.
Thank you. You may sit.
Thank you.
The statement the statement is accepted as Exhibit K, Mr. Consare.
As the Court pleases, Your Worship, I don't know if the Court would like to hear me on any further aspects like exceptional circumstances or...
That is an argument. I see that you have attached that.
I did file heads of argument as well, Your
Heads
Worship.
of argument. We will get to that at
Thank
the
you,
right
Worship.
time. Thank you. Is that evidence for...
That's the evidence
accusing-
for the application, Your Worship.
Thank you. Mr. Why do I always forget?
Conradi, Your Worship.
Mr. Conradi. Strange, my friend is Conradi and I forget. Thank you. Proceed, sir.
Thank you, Your Worship. I will then start with Johannes Petrus Badenhorst. That is then accused number 3. A certificate in terms of Section 60, subsection 11, capital A, subsection A, read with Schedule 5 of Act 51 of 1977. I, Marika Janse van Vuren, Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions, Gauteng, Pretoria, hereby authorize Advocate Conradi, the prosecutor in Court A, to proceed with an unopposed Schedule 5 bail application in the matter of Louis Liebenberg and 8 others in respect of accused 3, Johannes Petrus Badenhorst, court case number A 642/2024, Bronkhorstspruit Cas 339/10/2024, in respect of the following charges: contravening Section 2 of the Prevention of Organised Crime Act 121 of 1998, racketeering, contravention of Sections 4, 5, and 6 of the Prevention of Organised Crime Act 121 of 1998, money laundering, fraud and or theft, for the following reasons. He owes property and the address has been confirmed. He has no previous convictions. The investigating officer has no objection against the accused being released on bail. Your Worship, it's signed at Pretoria on the 30th of October 2024 by the learned advocate Janse van Vuren. If I may hand it up as an exhibit.
It's accepted, marked Exhibit N.
As it pleases the court.
Proceed.
Thank you, Worship. I'm then going to skip number 5 and move over to Christel Badenhorst. It's also a certificate in terms of section 60, subsection 11, capital A, then small a, read with schedule 5 of Act 51 of 1977. I'm Marika Jansen van Vuren, Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions, Gauteng, Pretoria, hereby authorize Advocate Conradi, the prosecutor in Court A, to proceed with an unopposed Schedule 5 bail application in the matter of Louis Petrus Liebenberg and 8 others in respect of accused 6, Christel Badenhorst. Court case number A642/2024, Bronkhorstspruit Cas 339/10/2024 in respect of the following charges: contravening Section 2 of the Prevention of Organised Crime Act 121 of 1998, racketeering; contravening Sections 4, 5 and 6 of the Prevention of Organised Crime Act 121 of 1998, money laundering, fraud and or theft, for the following reasons. She owns fixed property and the address has been confirmed. She has no previous convictions. The investigating officer has no objection against the accused being released on bail. Your Worship, this certificate is also signed at Pretoria on the 30th day of October 2024 by the learned Advocate Jansen van Vuren.
Thank you. It's accepted, marked Exhibit M.
M. As it pleases the Court, Your Worship. I will then continue with number 5, Your Worship.
Proceed.
It's also a certificate in terms of Section 60, subsection 11, capital A, then small a, read with Schedule 5 of Act 51 of 1977. I, Marika Jansen van Vuren, Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions, Gauteng, Pretoria, hereby authorize Advocate Conradi, the prosecutor in Court A, to proceed with an unopposed Schedule 5 bail application in the matter of Louis Petrus Liebenberg and 8 others in respect of accused 5, Adrian Dewald Strydom. Court case number A642/2024, Bronkhorstspruit Cas 339/10/2024 in respect of the following charges: contravening Section 2 of the Prevention of Organised Crime Act 121 of 1998, racketeering; contravening Sections 4, 5 and 6 of the Prevention of Organised Crime Act 121 of 1998, money laundering, fraud and or theft, for the following reasons. He has no previous convictions. The investigating officer has no objection against the accused being released on bail. He is married and has 2 minor children. He is not considered to be a flight risk. Your Worship, this certificate is also signed at Pretoria on the 31st of October 2024 by the learned Advocate Jansen van Vuren.
Thank you. So the document is accepted, is marked as Exhibit N.
As it pleases the Court, Your Worship. Then lastly, for Nicolise van Heerden, accused number 7. It's also a certificate in terms of Section 60, subsection 11, capital A, and small a, read with Schedule 5 of Act 51 of 1977. I'm Marika Jansen van Vuren, Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions, Gauteng, Pretoria. Hereby authorize Advocate Conradi, the prosecutor in Court A, to proceed with an unopposed Schedule 5 bail application in the matter of Louis Petrus Liebenberg and 8 others in respect of accused number 7, Nicolise van Heerden. Court case number A642/2024, Bronkhorstspruit Cas 339/10/24 in respect of the following charges: contravening Section 2 of the Prevention of Organised Crime Act 121 of 1998, racketeering; contravening Sections 4, 5 and 6 of the Prevention of Organised Crime Act 121 of 1998, money laundering, fraud and or theft, for the following reasons. She has no previous convictions. The investigating officer has no objection against the accused being released on bail. She is not a flight risk. Your Worship, this certificate is also signed at Pretoria on the 31st of October 2024 by the learned Advocate Jansen van Vuren. As it pleases the Court.
Thank you. The document is accepted, marked as Exhibit P.
As it pleases the Court, Your Worship.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Worship. The State is not going to provide further evidence against those 4 accused persons. However, I will address the court after my colleagues has had the opportunity.
Thank you.
As it pleases the court.
Mr. Jordan.
Yes, please, the court, Your Worship. Your Worship, my closing address will be in respect of both the accused 3 and 6, as they share the same details and the same facts. Your Worship, it has been placed before this court by the state in the matter that the addresses has been confirmed, that there is no previous or prior charges brought against them, nor any convictions, and that there's no objection in respect of bail be granted. Your Worship, that means that the onus lies squarely on the accused persons to show that it's in the best interest of justice that they be so released on bail. Your Worship, I would submit that the accused has placed before this court that both of them are parents to minor children. They are married to one another. Both of them are currently...
The age has not been indicated, neither have their birth certificates.
Your Worship, in both portions, in section 3.1,
Just a minute.
under personal circumstances, is stated,
I'm looking at Exhibit G.
Your Worship, G, yes.
Yes.
Yes. G and H for that matter, states that I have 3 minor children.
Yes, but
Your Worship,
how minor are they?
Your Worship, I do have instructions to that effect. I can confirm the ages.
Yes, because I noted this. It is quite imperative that the court knows.
Certainly, Your Worship.
A minor of 17 years will be treated differently from a minor of 2 years.
Certainly, Your Worship. Your Worship, there are 3 sons, aged 5, 13, and 14 respectively.
5,
13 and 14.
Why was it not indicated?
Your Worship,
It's all right, it's a slip of a mind.
Certainly, Your Worship. Your Worship, I've also been advised that the 13 and the 14-year-olds are in the process of writing exams at the moment. I do understand that that's not canvassed in the statement. I received that this morning. Your Worship, be that as it may, I would submit that it is in the best interest of any minor child to have their parent in their lives and not unnecessarily removed. At this stage, there is case law before this court today, and the case law is evident that parties should not be deemed and sentenced provisionally, and that bail should not deem as such. Your Worship, I would submit that a proper case has been made out that the parties have placed circumstances before this court that it would be just and equitable to be released on bail. They are not parties whom can influence the matter going forward. They have given and are giving their full cooperation to both the state and the liquidators in the matter as set out in the papers. Your Worship, they own fixed property. They have lived there for a significant amount of time. Well, 2.5 years, Your Worship.
That's not significant.
Your Worship, they have lived there, and despite the matter being in the media and coming to their attention, they've made no attempt to flee. They've been outright to the state, Your Worship, and therefore I would submit that a proper case has been made out. In respect of amount, Your Worship.
Before we get to the amount, because the amount it's not so much of an issue to me. But
Certainly, Your Worship.
It is their circumstance that is an issue to me. And
Certainly.
I want us to talk more about that.
Your Worship.
I would have expected a little more from you. Okay, you were not here previously.
Thank you, Your Worship.
I forgive you for that.
Your Worship, in respect of what can I address the court?
Please hear me out. You see, at their age, 41 and 42 years of age, boom, at the sport, that's where they live. They have, like the biblical Melchizedek, they have no past except from 2022. And that is worrisome to me because I have to determine their stability. And stability of 2 years is not stability at all. Do you get my concern?
Your Worship, I do understand.
So with that understanding, please address me.
Your Worship, I do have instructions to that effect.
Please.
Your Worship, in respect of both parties, they worked abroad prior to COVID. I believe it was 2017 through to 2018 or 2019, at which stage they came back to South Africa, they sought employment on this side, and that they then obtained employment with Your Worship, I think with Forever Diamonds at that stage, which was early in 2020. I do not have the party's address for that period of time. Could I confirm same, Your Worship?
It's going to be what? It's not. It's going to be an Ipsy-Dixy. But
Yes.
let us leave it there.
Your Worship,
Yes, the other thing that is of worry to me,
yes,
both of them are unemployed.
that's
Correct.
correct, Your Worship.
And when I look at the deeds, the document attached, the value of the property, how are they servicing such a, unless it is fully paid, how are they servicing the bond, the mortgage? That is of worry to me. Because if it is not sufficiently addressed, I may be dealing with people who are going to be evicted in any time soon by the bank and the property be repossessed.
Yes.
So I am interested in that.
In that respect, can I refer you to page 1 of the database property of
Yes.
Your Worship, under endorsements, bond number. Your Worship would note that both bonds there registered are of previous owners, both to R0. So, Your Worship, I would submit in terms of the deeds records that is not a risk, and that there is no bond outstanding, Your Worship.
All right.
I take that from the information as received from the deeds office.
Well, the deeds office will not, they are indebted to, if they are still indebted, they'll be indebted to the bank. The deeds office will not indicate whether they are indebted because they,
Your Worship, a bond is registered against the property, and such bond is recorded as an endorsement on the property record at the deeds office. So that would indeed reflect on the deeds office records as a caveat to any interested party in that property.
who supports them? How do they make ends meet?
Your Worship, at this stage, I don't have that information. Can I obtain information for a second from my client, Your Worship? Thank you, Your Worship. Your Worship, in respect of the employment that I would just like to add on the on the sixth accused. She's a qualified school teacher, and she's got a history of teaching in South Africa to somewhat 18 years as a school teacher, first in the primary school and then in the high school. In respect of the party's financial position, the third accused has been employed with Forever Diamonds until somewhat 2 or 3 months back. Following that, they started selling their movable assets here and there to generate money to pay for their overheads and their living expenses. And then, of course, in the meantime, also seeking employment. As the third accused has set out, he's already started going for interviews again. So they've been making ends meet by selling off assets where needed, Your Worship. There's no creditors knocking on the door in respect of the property. So the address is fixed with no chance of moving, Your Worship. And I also confirm that there's no bond outstanding on the property, Your Worship. So no monthly installments other than the normal expenses.
Municipal levies, rates, taxes?
Yes, the normal expenses, no bond.
No, I'm talking about that. How do they cover that?
That's what the third has stated, that he worked until about 3 months back when he still had an income, and then thereafter they've been selling movables, which included quad motorbikes and so on to cover the expenses, Your Worship.
Now, that being the case, how would this amount proposed as bail, where would it come from?
Your Worship, the bail would be posted by the sixth accused's mother. They sold a motor vehicle to generate cash flow.
How much? What motor vehicle was it? Which year and what? How much was it sold for?
Your Worship, the legal representative for the mother was here earlier on. I don't see her at the moment, Your Worship, but I don't have that information. I was just
Get it, please.
Thank you, Your Worship. Your Worship, may I approach the mother? Thank you.
Whilst he is busy with that, it is 5 minutes before 1. Would you be amenable for us to proceed, continue, or should we pray?
Your Worship, my suggestion would have been, as soon as we finalize these 4 bail applications, to ask for a short comfort break.
So we proceed until we get finished with the 4.
That will be my suggestion, Your Worship, and then we can, when we convene again, we can start with number 9.
Anyone with a different view? We're just talking about whether we should take a break for the lunch or we should continue until the 4 applications are dealt with.
I'm in the court's hands, Your Worship. I've got no specific preference either way.
Thank you, Mr. Anyone with a different view?
If I may ask, my client asked me that if he could just quickly stand and stretch his
He
legs.
may stand, he's free to do that.
As called, please.
Yes.
Thank you, Your Worship.
I take it that everyone is amenable to us continuing. Mr. Odali, are you okay? I have to respect your labor rights. We can continue, okay? The gentleman, Mr. Can we continue? Do you want your lunch? I respect your lunch. We can continue. I don't want that some things outside that it denies us lunch. Thank you. Thank you. Proceed, Mr.
Thank you, Worship. Your Worship, I have in front of me a purchase agreement from We Buy Cars in respect of the motor vehicle that I referred to, which was sold, Your Worship. This has also, I believe, been submitted to the Hawks for their perusal and confirmation. However, Your Worship, it deals with a 2023 Toyota Corolla Cross, which was sold to the net value of somewhat 325,000 rand, Your Worship. That amount, of course, going to the mother of accused number 3 and the in-law mother of 3 and mother of 6. She will be paying the bail and also in the interim using that to cover living expenses and so forth, Your Worship. Of course, also legal fees. So that is where the money has been generated from and where the money would be coming from in respect of bail monies.